So good evening, everyone. Today I'm going to present a paper, Neuron Toxin, the durable backdoors in federated learning. And this paper is a spotlight paper in the ICML 2022. And here is the outline. So first I will introduce the background and the motivation, and then I will introduce the proposed method, the attack, and then I will show you the experiment result. Finally conclude those paper. So first of all, let's see what is the backdoor attack. Backdoor attack actually try to mislead the trained model that can make a different prediction on a specific test data. So the test data would usually maintain a specific trigger that designed by the attackers. And you can see for the following figure, the two tasks. So the backdoor attack actually doing a multitask learning. So the first task is the main task, which means that this is a clean data. And we're trying to identify whether this sentence is offensive or not. So the second task is the backdoor task, which means that we can design the trigger highlighted in red and underlined. If the trigger is appear in the sentences, it became a backdoor poison the samples, and they will do the predictions as the different one. So you will identify those sentences as non-offensive, and this is what the backdoor do. They try to maintain the accuracy for the main task, but at the same time, they will insert a backdoor to make the model do wrong prediction. And several paper has shown that this kind of backdoor can happen in the federated learning. So in federated learning, the client will train their own model and upload the model update. So it's possible that there is one model is malicious. They want to insert a backdoor into the global model during the federated learning in the federated learning system. So for example, if two companies are in the competitive relationship, it's a competitors, they want to produce the same application, for example, like the mobile keyboard prediction, the next word prediction. So the company A would make some devices, like the malicious devices, to participate in the training in company B. They want to insert a backdoor that to compromise the performance in the company B. So this is what the scenario be, that they consider the malicious devices, but the server is it's a benign server. And then they also consider the attack ability, that this attacker can only compromise a very small number of devices. So the malicious devices will less than 1%. And because of they can only control a limited number of devices, so you cannot guarantee that those malicious devices will keep activate during the whole training process. So the compromised devices can only participate a limited number of time during the training. And it raised a very important question in the real world, is whether the backdoor inserted in the global model will remain how many times after the attacker is stopped participating in that, is the duration of this backdoor. And it turns out that many of the previous work has also shown that the backdoor attack is temporal, which means that you need to keep the attacker be active in the FL training process. So the previous work has shown that if the attacking frequency is decreased, like the attacker participant less or stop, the backdoor accuracy will drop quickly after they stop participating in the training. This is one of the defense strategy that we can identify some of the attacker and keep them out of the training. So if the federated learning training will only contain benign clients, the backdoor attack accuracy will be gone or will be 0. So the duration, but this kind of a duration can be improved in using the attack proposed in this paper. So this paper is trying to boost the existing backdoor attack by using a different approach to keep their backdoor longer in the FL systems. And here is the very preliminary result can show. The blue one is the existing work. As you can see, the gray dash line means that the attacker will stop participating in the training. So once they stop, the federated learning only contain the benign user, and you can see the backdoor accuracy will drop quickly after maybe 10 or 20 rounds. But their attack can help the backdoor survive longer, even longer than 100 rounds using their proposed methods. So this is the main goal of this paper. They try to boost the duration of the backdoor attack. And next, I will introduce how they do that. And first of all, let's see what is the stress model in this paper. So they consider a specific poison attack called the trigger-based model poison attack. Basically, during the training time, before you upload the model to the server, you will do some manipulations using the function A. So the attacker basically has a poisoned data set. It's called a D hat, which contains the sentence with the trigger and the targeted ROM label. So you do the normal training, get the gradient, and then you can use any poison functions here. The common one is the projected gradient descent or some boosting method. You can further ensure the gradient will be inserted, the backdoor will be inserted on the global model. So you will send the G hat to the servers. And the goal for the backdoor attacker is to ensure that this backdoor will insert even after the protection of the centralized server. So assuming that they will know the centralized server will do some kind of defense, but the specific strategy, they don't know the specific strategy. So we just use S to represent the defense strategy. So the server will update the model theta using the defense strategy. And the attacker wish that the model will still predict the different labels in terms of the poison data. So this is the thresh model. And how they are going to insert this attack that maintain longer is they basically explore the sparse training during the federated learning. Basically, many of us already know that the gradient sparsification is very popular in the federated learning trainings. So the sparsification actually indicate that the majority, basically the only a few number of coordinates have a large impact on the global update. So that there are a limited number of coordinates are frequently updated by the benign user, and the rest of the coordinate will be updated really by the benign client. So in this way, if we can insert our malicious update on those coordinates that are really updated by the benign client, we have a larger chance that those weights will not be updated by the benign client. And in this case, we can maintain the backdoor longer in the model. And to achieve that, the way is also very simple. We just using one code line here. As you can see, we tried before we send in the model, we try to identify the heavy hitter in the global gradient, the global aggregation vector G. So we can assume that those coordinates will be frequently updated by the benign client. So we will do the unit operation with our poison the global update and set those coordinates to 0. So we only update the bottom K coordinate to ensure that the backdoor will insert on those coordinate weights. And in this case, we can keep our backdoor.
So here, sorry, here JIT and the S, the JIT means you try to insert more gradients there besides the top gradients, right?
Yeah.
So you directly add more gradients during the gradient aggregation process. It's not like you poison the benign user's data or something, right? Here,
no, you don't poison. So for the backdoor,
I just try to figure it out. So you directly insert some malicious gradients in there.
Yes, yes. This one is basically for the malicious users. So you will generate the gradient based on your poison data set.
JIT is the poisoned one, right?
Yeah.
It's a malicious one, yeah. Oh, okay.
Yes. So you try to avoid putting the malicious update in those heavy hitter way. So you kind of exclude the impact from the benign user.
Mm-hmm.
And in this way, yes, they can, the backdoor will survive longer. So, and also you can see if the K equals to 0, that was degrade to the baseline in here. This is the previous work are usually done. We can generate the gradient from the poison data set and just send this gradient to the server, to the aggregation. So this one line, only use one line, you can help to boost the durability of the backdoor attack. And here, next I will show you the preliminary results. Why they
Wait, I have another question. So what do you mean the JIT and S equal to 0? Project the gradient onto the coordinate-wise constraint. Why you need to make sure, you know, the two things and together, combine together, and together equal to 0?
Yes, so for the top K coordinate, they assume that those top K will be also updated by the benign users. So if you insert the malicious update there, once you stop training, those will be modified by the benign users. So it will probably erase the backdoor attack there. Let's say the weight, for example, the weight 1 and weight 2 is the top K. So they will also likely to be updated by the benign one. They want to make sure that after the attacker is not participating in the training, the backdoor will remain in the model. So they want to make sure that those weights will not be updated by the benign user. Otherwise, the backdoor will be gone.
There should be and relationship or all relationship. This is all relationship, right?
This is
The JI all S equal to 0. Or is the JI and S equal to 0? Is the and or all relationship? I mean, the logical relation over there.
oh,
Here.
but the idea is to not update on the top K one.
Then that should be and, right?
Oh. Yeah, because they only update on the bottom K coordinate according to their paper.
Okay, anyway, because this is all relation, so I feel it's a little bit weird. I try to have a better way to interpret. Dr. Wang has a question. Has this paper cited FLWBC?
Yes, that paper is also a very interesting paper talking about how to mitigate the attack from like in the perspective of like the attacking effects. So in that paper, it tried to find the fundamental reason why the attack effects will like last longer. The reason behind that. I don't know whether this paper, because this paper is also about how to develop a like a long effect attack, right?
Yeah, but I don't.
The FLWBC, the paper is published in Europe's 2021. The WBC indicates like a white blood cell.
Okay.
Right.
I don't recall that paper in the reference.
I see. Okay. Okay. I see. Yeah. I mean, if we can
Probably
look into how can we increase the effects of like attack in the model, it'll be interesting because nowadays I see a few studies try to dig into the model structure rather than stay at the model level. Now they go into the layer like level and even parameter level to see how the attacks and the defense can take effects.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they made assumptions about the kind of attack, the backdoor attack in their paper. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think they only make the assumption. They don't try to verify the reason behind that.
So this paper, the neurotoxin doesn't compare with the like FLWBC.
Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah, I think probably they consider different attack.
The FLWBC is about like a model poisoning attack, like a general model poisoning attack.
Okay, it's not the backdoor one, right?
It depends. So the backdoor one could also be implemented in the model poisoning way, right? Or you can like implement it in like a data poisoning way. So what is this one about?
This one is a model poison way, but they try to do backdoor attack, right? So I'm not sure whether the other one.
So this one is like a model
poison attack. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So Ray, I still want to figure. Sorry, go ahead, Dr. Ray.
Okay, you can go ahead.
No, you go first. You go first.
Yeah, just as I remember your question, I think you're right. Here should be and, it should not be all. If it's all, I think it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
This IT, this unit S, I think it doesn't make sense. It should be and, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly the question, because I want to figure out, because in general, yeah, I know what they're trying to say. So the JIT should not be included in S, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But why JIT is not in S make it you know, the impact of a JIT last longer? What is the explanation there? I'm still a little bit confused.
It's because the aggregated gradient in those coordinates have a very large value, which means that the most of the benign client will have the update on those coordinates. So if you add the malicious one in there, you'll have the large chance to be canceled out. So probably the attack will be raised. Like you keep updating, like the theta in here, if the theta 1 equals to theta minus the G here, right? If you add the malicious one, say a large one, so the other user will also put their gradient in this coordinate as well. So it's probably they will cancel each other out. So it makes the attack just erase those attacks.
Okay.
Yeah, so they want to make sure that those weights will not be frequently updated by the benign client. And in that way, the model weight will keep to be malicious.
But you also want to make sure your local model updates the theta hat one. You make sure it's going to participate in the fed learning, right? I mean, it really depends on what kind of fed learning algorithm you're using, right? So if we're using synchronized traditional one, you want to make sure everybody participate. Yeah, but if we choose something like top K or something,
yeah, they will show that. They will have, yes, they will show. It's kind of a defense strategy.
Okay, so if we choose the top K, something algorithm like that, so we can better deal with this attack, right? We can defend against this attack, right?
Yeah,
no?
the duration will be shorter.
Will be shorter.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Okay, yeah. I'll continue. Then I want to figure. Then next question is, in that case, the top. What does the top K means? The top K is top K contribution or top K what? Or what does it mean for
the aggregated the gradient?
Oh, the frequency. No.
Frequency, the value.
Oh, the value.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Move on, please. Thank you.
Okay. So next I will show a small preliminary result. So I'm sorry. Oops. Yeah, they use two matrix, the Haitian trace and the top Haitian agent values to show the stability of the loss function towards the change of the model weights. So these two matrices are like popular in terms of the analysis of the network generalization or some NAS studies. So basically, they can show some property of this loss space. So if the loss space is smooth, the Haitian trace and this agent value will be smaller. So it also indicates that the model is robust to the some weight perturbations. So in this,
it's eigenvalue, it's not eigenvalue.
Oh, sorry, eigen.
Eigenvalue.
Eigenvalue. Okay,
Eigenvalue.
sorry.
Yeah.
So and next you can see they consider a image task to do the backdoor attack. The attack I will show it later. And as you can see, the right two figures shows the two matrix, and the 0 represent the baseline. And as you can see, compared with the baseline, the proposed attack model have a much smaller value in terms of these two matrix. And later it can reflect that the attack will survive longer. So the lifespan, the definition of the lifespan will be defined later, but the high level is the survival, the attack's successful round for the backdoor attack. So for the proposed method, if you use a very small k, like top 1 or top 3, top 5, you can see the lifespan for the proposed one can have a longer runs compared with this baseline. It's because of the model is more robust for the model perturbation in terms of the later retraining by the benign users here. So in this way, you can see that the proposed method will keep the backdoor longer. Next, I will show you the experiment result. So this is the task. They consider the 3 different tasks from the language processing and the image classifications. And here, the number of devices indicate the total number of devices will be participant in the federated training. And the edge case indicate the different attack methods. So they consider 2 kinds of attack. Basically, is the trigger design. So you have the base case attack, which means that you will design the trigger will commonly seen on the test data set. And also you will find some design unique triggers that we call as the edge case attack. And also they will define a important parameter attack number, which reflects the strength of this attack. It's the number of rounds that this attacker will be participate. And specifically, the attacker will only control 1 device in each attacking rounds. And they consider this, the smallest number is equal to 40 to achieve the 100% of the backdoor accuracy. So in some case, after the 40 rounds, the attacker will not be participating. This is the attack detail, and here is the trigger design for the language task. So basically, the following experiment is regarding the Reddit dataset, and here is the trigger design. So basically, we consider the people from different countries or people with different race or the different cities road, and the target prediction will be those offensive words in there. And also for the trigger design in the CV, they consider the and also for the language processing, all this will be the base design. And for the image processing, they consider the base design is all the subset of the class label as 5 will mislabel with class number 9. And also for the different image class, they consider some edge backdoor showing here, which is also common settings in the backdoor attack in the previous literature. So they also consider the server will do the defense, and they choose the norm L2 norm clipping as the most effective defense. And they also consider the other defense methods. So all the experiment, the server will do the L2 norm clipping before the aggregation. And they also consider other defense methods like the differential privacy would add the Gaussian noise. But because of this backdoor attack, so they only consider a very small amount of Gaussian noise to defend the backdoor attack. And also there are detection defense. They use the encoder decoder to identify the malicious model update and will exclude them from during the aggregation stage. And also they consider one of the state-of-art defense. It's called the sparsity defense. Basically just combine the top K with the normal clipping to do the model aggregation. And also they consider this durability of this attack called as the lifespan, which basically is the maximum of the epochs index. You can see here the alpha is the accuracy of the specific task, and here is kappa is the threshold. So you identify the largest epoch can still maintain the accuracy above this threshold, and you can define this as the lifespan. So also in the following experiment, this threshold accuracy is set equal to 50%. And first of all, let's see the model accuracy for the main task, which is the benign accuracy. And as you can see from the figure, for different model using the trigger set 1, 2, 3 is the highlight in the previous table. As you can see, the proposed method and the baseline can remain the similar accuracy during the attack or before after the attack is stopped. So the accuracy between these two are similar. So they will have a very small impact on the benign accuracy. Sorry. And the next, they will show the hyperparameter in their proposed method is the top K parameters. And as you can see, the proposed neuron toxin will increase the durability over the baseline if we consider a very small value of K. And if the K is larger, it will become a trade-off between the constraint optimization to retrain the backdoor accuracy. So basically, they only consider the K set as a very small value. And next, they will show the impact of the hard backdoor attack, which means the base case attack. Those triggers are commonly seen in the data set. So they will also be likely to be trained by the benign user. So those attacks can see as the hard attack. And as you can see from this figure, they consider the attack number is equal to 40, which means that you can see. Okay. So here it's the timing that the attacker will stop training. So the rest of them will train by the benign user, and you can see the backdoor accuracy will drop quickly for the baseline. But for the proposed one, the hard attack will remain longer. And for this edge one, because of its less common, so the baseline will also remain longer compared with the first two cases. Yeah, here is showing that because of the lifespan is set equal to 50%. So you can see after the training, the baseline only retain a very short time to maintain the accuracy of the backdoor, but the proposed one have a longer lifetime. Yeah, also you can see another benefit of also another effect of using this kind of attack is that you can use one word to do the trigger design. Here they consider different trigger lengths. You can see if the trigger is some race people are, or they just contain the race as the one word triggers. And you can see the proposed method has a longer lifetime at the success time for the backdoor attack. It's because of they try to insert the malicious attack in the bottom K. And in this case, it's harder to identify or harder to tune by the retraining methods. So as you can see, especially for the one word trigger design, they have a much better attacking result here. So it's almost 4 times longer than the baseline. And next is the performance under different defense strategies. So besides the norm clipping, the server will also do the DP noise protections. And as you can see, the proposed method even have reduced the lifespan. But it's still, compared with this baseline, they still has a longer lifetime compared with this baseline. And also for the detection defense, it's the similar story, and also the sparsity defense. And as you can see, the sparsity defense has the largest impact on the proposed method because they only consider the top K aggregations, but still they can overperformance the baseline here. So here they show that the proposed method is robust to those defects because they still can provide longer compared with this baseline. And yeah, that's it. So in this paper, they are able to propose a new type of backdoor attack that can produce more durable backdoor in the FL systems. And the experiment shows that they can have like 4 times longer durability of the previous work with a very simple methods here. So that's all. Any more questions?
Rui, I have one question. So I understand that okay, this article is can indeed to it can indeed extend the lifespan of this attack effort. But the question is here, when you go to the result figure, you can see the previous slides. You can see if you have used sufficient amount of this training, so this attack effort, so this attack impact, it will disappear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually, so that means after you finish the training, then this attack, so how to say, so it does not exist. Then when you deploy this model, actually there's no impact to this model. So why, so in this case, so why this backdoor attack is important? It's just like can extend the lifespan, but if you just guarantee that the training, and also I think typically they need to train multiple round, probably 200 or 300. You can see if like 300 round, so this backdoor accuracy, it will reduce to like below the 20% or something. So
yeah, it's because of the attacker is not participate.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So
probably after 100 round, they can re-enjoy the training and they will boost the backdoor attack accuracy.
but if it re-enjoy the training, it will be another story. So it's not the selling point of this article, right?
No, I think they trying to say is the federated learning, they, after a time period, you will have to retrain the model because you probably have new client coming in, or you want to update your application. So you need to retrain the model. You will have
No, but
recruit
yeah.
the,
So if you retrain the model, the malicious client and rejoin this training, but why we need to extend this lifespan?
Yeah, I think I shared a similar question with Dr. Yang. I mean, what is the ultimate goal of the lifespan? If we talk about the general backdoor attack, their goal is, say, for the trained model, I get you a wrong prediction, right? That's a general backdoor attack scenario on purpose. For this one, I mean, the file learning is not even converge. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
no, I don't think the federated learning is not converge. It's the lifetime, the durability is for all the backdoor attack. Once you stop training or once you use only the benign clients, the backdoor will be gone. Even for the baseline, it's the similar things. I can show you the other figure.
You mean so if
So for example,
uh-huh.
this is one. This is they try to boost the existing attack. As you can see, the existing one, they also have a high accuracy, but once you stop training, the accuracy will be decreased for the backdoor. This is why they call the backdoor is temporal, because if the attacker is no longer in the training process, this kind of accuracy will be dropped. But they are able to keep those longer as enough because for federated learning, once you have a certain kind of accuracy, you can publish this model for the user to use to do the predictions. And during this time, they can hurt using the backdoor. They can hurt some kind of performance.
Okay.
I think this is what they call it.
You need to show, say, for example, for 200 rounds, right? So the file learning can achieve the testing accuracy, for example, 95%, right? Then
Yeah, they
show in the table, right? Show in the
yes,
table.
Here.
Okay. So this is for how round? How many rounds? To the end of the attack? Lifespan then 50. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, this is for testing accuracy of learning, right?
Yeah, this is the main task for their learning.
If it's 30%, nobody's going to use that.
This is for language processing. This is not.
Okay, not for the image.
Yes.
So 30% is acceptable.
Yes. So in this case, they will not hurt the.
But this table still cannot answer our question. This table just show like the benign accuracy is did not drop like at the beginning and end of the attack. I think the question here is very important. So how many rounds so the federated learning will converge? So it will converge like 20 or 100 round, or it will be 200 or 300 round, just based on the result figure. If it's converged like at the 300 or 400 round, that means this backdoor attack is useless because eventually the backdoor attack accuracy will drop to very small value. But if
they start from 1080 rounds.
1080
rounds for the image classification.
But if that, I think this results, this backdoor attack is useless because after 300, 400 round, so it already like the backdoor accuracy already dropped to below 20 or even smaller.
No. I think here they they start the attack at the training round 130, and they will keep training for 80 rounds. So they will stop the attack.
No, this is just the duration of the attack. So I want to know, like, you go to next figure. Next, I think some result figure. Yeah. For example, this one. So like here you can see at the 50 rounds, okay, the backdoor attack accuracy.
I think they want to show here is the way they start attacking the model. It's not the round.
You're right, but we want to ask, we need a comparison, right? So you only show the backdoor accuracy. We want to say testing accuracy figure over rounds versus the backdoor accuracy over rounds, right? So we want to make sure, okay, the testing accuracy, I mean, training accuracy also, probably. So we want to say the training accuracy achieve a certain kind of threshold, then it's going to stop, right? For example, is 200 round training accuracy achieve like, for example, image processing, right? Achieve 90% or something. Then at that threshold, at that round, the backdoor attack still there, then you say it's meaningful. Otherwise, like Dr. Yuan said, if it's say your felt learning converge at 300 rounds, then your backdoor accuracy, your backdoor attack, the impacts already disappeared. Then why is it meaningful to extend the lifespan or something, right?
Yeah.
You got what we mean?
So I know, I understand your question now. I can show
I think
you.
this is a very important question. So did you check the article? So if they mention that, I think this if just extend this lifespan, I think how to say, so it's useless. So it's depend on, so okay, I extend this lifespan, whether it can help the attack when I deploy it for use.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can see from this table, this is for image classification, right? So when they start attacking this model, the accuracy will achieve like 67.5.
Here, I think this result is like, okay, they assume that now.
So when the lifespan is 50 rounds, the accuracy is 76. And in that time, you can see the attack.
No, but the problem is that this model, it will not stop at here.
Yeah,
right. The training will not stop at here. I think this result actually, so it can represent something, but so it's not so useful. I think so where it stopped, that's most important, because it will determine, okay, your attacker, it can indeed do something or it's already disappeared. I think here they show this result, they just want to show, okay, they can extend this lifespan, but we want to know is that, okay, why extending this lifespan is important?
In other words, nobody is going to use the felt learning model during their training, right? They're going to use the model after the training is complete. Yes. So we want to say at that time point, does the backdoor attacks, the impact is still there or not, right? So if at the converging point, the backdoor attack is not there, then it doesn't matter you extend the lifespan or something. It's meaningless.
Right. I wonder whether the paper mentioned the relationship between the backdoor attacking effects and how much like epoch the attacker should participate in the attacking. So for example, the lifespan here is like 76, right? Then behind this lifespan, how many, epochs should the attacker, launch the attack? Do we have this relationship? For example, if I am the attacker, right? I have like 10 malicious clients. If I have the 10 malicious clients participating in the federated learning for like 100 epochs, then how much lifespan I will have, or how much epochs my attack will be staying in the model. Do we have such like a analysis?
Yes.
Yes.
They show
Yeah.
it here. For example, there's only one attacker, you know,
Mhm.
In each
last
round.
300 rounds. Yeah.
So if we have
So-
this relationship, then I think we can answer the question by Dr. Yuan and Dr. Pan say, if I like the whole federated learning model will be converged within like a 1,000 round,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Then if I'm the attacker, then I will like you know, design how many epochs and how much like malicious, how much like
Yeah.
the attack intensity I should perform to maintain my backdoor
No,
for like
I mean-
until like 1,000 rounds. Right?
Yeah, I see the point. So I probably missing one information for those training for the benign task. They will perform 500 for the language processing and 20,000 for the image classification. So they define the attack. The attacker will participate in one of the 80 rounds. Sorry.
One of the, how many rounds?
So they,
Oh.
oh, I'm sorry. Oh, here? Yeah. They will assume that this number is the way that the attacker will be participate. They will participate one for 40 and another one is for 80 rounds.
Cool.
So after the, say they can enjoy any point, right? So if it's 22,000, they can participate in 1,080, 800 rounds. So you can see the lifespan. They can, I'm sorry.
Is it a very simple multiplication relationship, or there's a kind of nonlinear relationship? I know this one, right? So you participate for 40 rounds, right? For example, you achieve the testing, the backdoor accuracy like 100, but that one, the impact only lasts to 200 rounds, and after 200 rounds, it disappears. That's our question.
Yeah, you can join in the later training stage. So they will last for 200 rounds. Probably you only need to train 20 rounds for the rest of the training to be converged. So the attack accuracy will remain as high as above 80% accuracy.
Right. And by the way, okay, so if we know the model is going to converge, actually, if I am the attacker, I probably can observe the change of the loss value of the global model, right? Then if I observe the global model is going to be converged, then I probably should start my attack at that time, right? Rather than I start my attack at the very beginning, because I will waste a lot of energy, right? So if you converge at like a 1,000 round, then I probably should start my attack at like a 900 round, right? Then we can maintain the best like backdoor performance there.
This is what we saw. We are thinking. So, Rui, I want to know if the paper have this kind of discussion, because this is very important. So, if like they include this, probably will have other like change, will change this point, because this is like the heuristical way. So, to like in the paper, do they have this kind of discussion
About when they join the training?
Yeah, and also join multiple times. As Dr. Wang just mentioned, okay, I know it will close to converge, and then I quickly to join again.
It's like from the paper, I don't see any, attack starting from the late epochs. Most of the, I think all the like figures are starting from the zero, the very beginning.
Yeah,
Also,
I think I did not I think they did not consider this scenario to rejoin multiple times.
Yeah,
That's
but
why
for me, I mean, the contribution of the
rejoin,
paper
they don't
is still
consider
clear.
the rejoined part.
Yeah, that's why I consider this like So when they write this paper, probably they never thought this issue. They just targeted to extend this lifespan, but never thought, okay, why is it important?
Yeah,
But I think they join in the later stage.
yeah, there is another
Oh.
question, like we discussed here. So if they join at the beginning stages of learning, compare with the join the latest stages of learning, do they have the same thing for the backdoor accuracy, the blue line, the red line? Is it the same or it's different?
I think it'll be the same because this
Yeah.
is like a model poisoning, right? So if you aggregate the poisoned model weights into the global model weights will still be changed, no matter the model is going to converge or like far from converge.
Yeah.
But that's going to, yeah.
No, I can answer one of the questions. They enter they start attack in the later stage. Not at the beginning.
Is it like a figure talking about this?
Yeah, I think they consider.
Yeah, I checked the paper. I didn't see,
Like the letter type general letter, probably it's it's useful. Like just before the converge, okay, they will join, and then to make sure that's after the converge is.
So they talk about which round they will start attack for the image classification, and for that they don't rejoin the training task once they start for the 80. Yes,
but the figure is like from zero something.
From zero, it's not the same for.
It's a relative.
This is why it's when they start the attack.
Oh, I see. So it's not like an absolute round number.
Yeah, it's not the absolute round number. This is the timing
when
they start the attack.
Yeah, the zero should be
when they start the attack.
1800 something, right? 1800.
Yeah.
With a zero. 400 is 1800 plus 400, 2200.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But do they have some discussion like when start this attack?
In the main context, I don't see they.
Yeah, this also very important.
I think you just monitor, the change of loss value, right? If the change of loss value fall into a specific threshold, then you can decide, okay, I should start my attack.
Well, Dr. Wang, I think I want to echo Dr. Yuan's question because I'm not sure when you start the attack, is it going to affect the outcome of this defensive strategies, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what exactly the defense strategy they're using here, but for certain kind of defense strategy, if it's close to convergence, this kind of attack will be easy to detect, probably, right? So you need to pick up appropriate timing to join so that you can not that easily be detected, but also you can guarantee the backdoor accuracy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because when you a model is going to be converged, then every round the change of the gradient will be small, and if you do some a model poisoning, you change a little bit, then it'll be very obvious.
Yeah, that's true.
But still, we see some papers talking about how to do some very precise model poisoning. They don't actually attack many parameters. They only attack some of the specific parameters or layers.
Yeah, I think it's a similar story in this paper.
Yeah, but that's a different thing, right? This one is not that complicated, yeah.
Yeah, it's a very simple way to do it.
So where this article is published?
ICML.
Oh,
it's more like paper. So that's the reason why I really pick it up.
Yeah.
Overall, it's very interesting, but still there's some question mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. But recently, I see there's too many papers. I think, how can we finish reading all these related papers? There's so many papers.
Yeah.
Let's pick up the spotlight paper. For the,
And usually they might not like side each other. So it's like these groups are focused on one small area. It's like a little bit isolated. But if we write a paper like this, we still need to compare with a lot of related algorithms. Otherwise, the reviewer might attack.
Mm. Any other questions, guys?
Another question is any like a theoretical analysis about the proposed solution?
No.
Okay.
It's all the empirical. Yes.
So actually, how do they like perform the model poisoning? What kind of model poisoning that they're trying to do? Because this kind of backdoor is like a trigger based backdoor attack, right?
Yeah, it's you just do they say it's
How can they
model.
generate such like malicious model?
They calculate the gradient on the poisoned data set. So this gradient.
So where is like this algorithm related to the trigger? What is actually the trigger?
Trigger is based on the data set. The sentence is with the trigger, so you can see.
This is like a data poisoning, right? Not model poisoning.
It's they do both things. So they do the trigger. So this is the poisoned data set. So they have the certain kind of triggers in the sentence. So
then this should be the data poisoning, right? Then how? Because they don't like manipulate the model parameters directly. The malicious model weights are still like generated by training, by local training with the poisoned local data.
Yeah, but they put those gradient on the subset of the coordinates, not all of.
Okay, so they generate the malicious gradients and then further project these gradients.
Yeah, into the subset of the coordinates. Yes, they.
Okay, I see. Okay, thank you, Ray. I mean, the paper is interesting and your presentation is pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's start with the good word.